guys, I am here in beautiful St. Augustine inside of the Castillo De San Marcos, and I am with my park ranger buddy, Chris Levitt. Chris, thank you so much for having us here today, man. This is really rad. I have been coming here since I was a little kid, so can you give us a little bit of history about the place I've been stomping around in almost my whole life?
Well, simply, it's the oldest stone fort in the continental United States.
Whoa!
It's made out of seashells, the local native coquina shellstone, which is pretty cool in its own right.
Yeah.
I also grew up here in Florida. I could dig this stuff out of my backyard. It falls apart in your hands. Here we are. It's the oldest stone fort. It's made out of shells.
Yeah.
And, it's had a lot of help. It's been through a lot, but here
Right.
it is still standing, trying to tell its story.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about what this fort has been through, right? It's seen some days, right? So.
Oh yeah, construction started in 1672. That took 23 years to be considered. They said it was done. And then it went through 18 years of renovations.
Oh, wow.
Long after that, but late 1600s, old stone fortress. It's seen combat. Ships and soldiers have surrounded this town.
Whoa.
Men, women, and children have taken shelter within these walls.
Whoa.
Cannon fire has impacted the side of this place.
Holy cow.
But every attack ended the same way. I could go for hours talking about all the attacks, the people in here, the gunshots that were fired.
Wow.
But every attack has the same result. Reinforcements arrived, supplies would last, people gave up, the enemy gave up, and went home. Every transfer this town has experienced was talks, treaties, and conversations, not the combat going on here, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, so if there's one battle that really stands out to you, which would that be?
I would say there was an attack called we call the 1702 Siege of St. Augustine. The English out of Charleston, South Carolina, or what is now Charleston, South Carolina, came down here, surrounded this town for what became 51 days.
Whoa.
During that attack, 1,500 people, they were camped out in here. The rooms were slightly different at the time, but overall, 1,500 people
That's a
were
lot of
in this building for 51 days. Yep. Ships blockaded the harbor. The enemy took over the town. We have one cannon in this building that we can tell you without hesitation was used here during that attack.
Wow.
It's half a cannon on a table in one of the rooms. It exploded off the top of this place during that invasion. And as far as how many Spanish soldiers died during that attack, 3 of them died in here when that gun blew up.
Whoa.
And another guy died when the Spanish were leaving the fort to go attack an enemy trench line outside somewhere. But 4 deaths out of the entire 51-day attack.
Wow, that's
and 3
impressive.
of them happened when their own gun exploded.
Exactly, it wasn't even really from the bad guys, so to
Right.
speak. That's really interesting. All right, so, what all will folks see up here, right? So they've got cannons, like what else is up on the top there? What are folks in for when they walk in through the gates?
Well, yeah, when you walk into this building, the first thing you see as you cross our drawbridge and boardwalk is the sight of cannons over top of the fort. You walk through the drawbridge, you see a royal coat of arms of the Spanish Empire over top of the bridge. You see the pulley system that used to activate or operate that drawbridge. So you come in, you see all this late medieval style of architecture in this fort in the United States, which is pretty cool to start with.
Right.
You come in this building and you're in awe at the old chapel doors, right smack in the middle of the Spanish Catholic chapel within this old fort. Then you go up on the gun deck. We have rusty old iron cannons that have been beautifully preserved. We have bronze cannons that are beautiful works of art when you look at them up close.
Right.
And we have the traditional Spanish architecture of those domed sentry towers in every corner, which you find in southern Spain, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean.
Yeah, and St. Augustine. That's
Yes,
so
and
cool.
St. Augustine.
That is so rad. That's really, really neat. Okay, so on a personal note, why did you want to become a park ranger?
Well, I took this job right out of college. I had an internship here while I was in college, and during that internship, they offered me a position that went through the internship, got the college degree, showed them the diploma, and then I became a full-time ranger here, and I've stuck with it. Started here in 2006, so I've been here ever since.
That is really cool. Chris, I really appreciate the time to talk to us. We're gonna go take a look around if that's all right.
All right.
All right, cool. Come on, guys, let's go check it out. There was also a major Native American presence, and the park rangers want you guys to understand that they were very much a part of this history too. So in this room, you get to learn about all the influence that the Native Americans, the local Native Americans had during the fort's history. Gotta check this out. Come here, this is really cool. used to be a little shorter back in the day. Doesn't really seem like they're all that different, does it? So, what if I go capture that flag? Does that mean the fort's mine?